Hey, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with Four Color Loam and special guest Connor, aka LoamerBoy. Connor, welcome to the stream again.
Dukes, thank you for having me again. Love it. Love being here. Love your stream.
Thank you.
Uh, happy to play a league with you.
Yeah, it should be really fun. I think Loam's in a better position since the bannings, and it's been a few weeks
For sure.
a few players to kind of get their reps back with Loam, because I'm sure there was some that kind of moved away from the deck. But yeah, here is your list. Do you want to go through it from, I guess, from the mana base? We'll start.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Maverick and Delver and Delver Blade lately, and not as much Loam, but I still like this list for the time being. Mana base, I've tweaked a little bit since the ban. Yeah, let me know if everybody can hear me and stuff. The main change is that I'm running a Tundra over second Trop, because I'm not running 2 Uro anymore, and because I have Chord of Grace in the sideboard, which is a double white card. Tundra is good generally, but it's a little awkward with Abrupt Decay. Otherwise, it's been fine. I'm running Basic Swamp, even though I hate Basic Swamp, primarily because there's a lot of Blood Moon running around, and also because you're running Lilia build again, so I think Basic Swamp is fine, but I don't love it. I think it's really awkward with Knight and some other cards in the list, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And then all the utility lands are there as normal: Caracas, Maze, Pit, Bog, Zone, Dry Arbor, Full Wasteland. All that stuff's always been there. I'm running the Triomes, which is another change over previous lists where I used to run Thicket and Barrenmore. I still don't know what's correct. I should be running 1 Thicket and a Triome, or the 2 Cycle Lands and a Triome, or I don't know. I feel like I like the mana consistency, and the fact that you can interact with Triomes with Knight is nice.
Yeah, that's huge.
And I don't really miss being able to cycle Loam with Barrenmore and Thicket as much as I did back in the days of playing 4-color red, where you were trying to find Punishing Fire actively. So you wanted to be able to cycle Loam and draw a card, so you dig faster. But here, we really only have Uro as a threat to find in the graveyard, so it's not as important for to have like all the colors more consistently. And you can still cycle it for 3 mana, even though that's not quite as ideal. Other than that, for the rest of the list, still running the Moxes and the Chalices, as always, and 4 Decay as kind of staples for the list. I'm running 2 Lily and Kaya. I think a lot of people are on 3 Lily, which I don't think is incorrect. I just love Kaya, and I like it in this list.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to drop it. I know it's not quite as good anymore after Labe and Arcanist got banned, but you're still hitting Uros, you're hitting Moms, you're hitting Vials, you're hitting Hierarchs, you're hitting all sorts of stuff. I mean, the card is still very relevant.
Definitely. I think not enough people know about its ulti either. I've had people attack me when I could have ultied the Kaya, and the Kaya ulti has just got there.
Yeah, it's pretty nice as a threat against like grindier decks to end the game. Like an alternate win condition too.
Yeah, definitely.
And Plague Engineer's main still. I haven't enjoyed having them main. I go back and forth on it. The main reason I like the main is because it opens 2 extra sideboard slots. So in those spots, I've cut 3rd Lily and 4th Knight, and I think that's what some people are running is 3 Lily, 4 Knight, which again I don't think is incorrect, but I like having the Engineer's main. I think it's been good in the meta in general. Can be kind of a dead card at times, but it's also just like so excellent. Maverick and Death and Taxes and Goblins and Elves.
Yeah.
True Name, Game 1. Like having that extra like card in those matchups Game 1 is pretty nice. And it also lets you open up a couple slots in the board that wouldn't otherwise be there. So I'm still running a main that might... Like I said, I've been playing mostly Punishing Maverick lately and doing really well with it, so I haven't had as much time to test Loam as I'd like. And so this list might shift in the coming weeks, but I think it's still fine right now. The meta is still so wide open.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know about you, but every league I'm playing, I'm seeing like 5 different decks almost every single league I play.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. I don't think there's been a match where I've lost and felt bad about it. I've been just being like, oh, this deck's awesome. Very cool to lose this way.
Yeah, yeah, or it's just like your opponent draws better, which game. Like, it's nice to be like, oh, my opponent drew really well, and I didn't draw as well, so I lost, rather than being like, oh, my opponent played Red Horde Arcanist on turn 2 and has no wastelandable lands, and then played Oko, and I'm just dead, right? Like, it's just so much nicer to lose to not those cards.
Yeah.
Um,
One other question,
and
I guess,
like,
with
yeah,
the
go ahead.
sorry, just with the 3 knights. Do a lot of players have a bit of what's the word? A bit of back and forth about how many green suns you run, and like, do you usually just run the one, and the second one here is kind of acting as the fourth knight as well?
Yeah, so most of my time playing the deck, I've run 1 Green Sun. I don't really like to normally, but because I'm running 3 Knight, 1 Uro, and a Gaddock Teeg in the main, I like having the second Green Sun in that case. Because if you're running less Knights, then you're really not. Like, normally my list run 4 Knight, 1 Green Sun. This is running 3 Knights, 2 Green Sun, so you still have the same number of potential Knights in your deck.
Yeah.
And I just like the added consistency it brings when I'm running the one-ofs, 1 last night. So yeah, you still get the targets, Skoos, Teague, Leo, Uro. Find those all with Green Sun. I think I prefer 2 Green Sun, 1 Uro right now instead of 2 Uros. I think it's just the way I'm running my list. I don't really like 2 Uro in the deck, honestly. I think it's not, like, Uro is obviously a great card, but I don't know that it's, like, amazing in this shell, or as amazing as you think it would be. I think it's better as a tutor target than as a centerpiece of the deck. So like I said, if I were to cut engineers again, move them to the sideboard, I would just add 3rd Lily and 4th Knight.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it's interesting
And
how much
then,
of a resource you have to actually push into Uro to get 1 online. So having 2 in the deck can be a little bit rough when they're kind of fighting each other. And then also fighting against like
yeah,
Knights and Loams and Skoos to some extent.
yeah, I just think Uro is a better card overall in decks where you utilize cantrips. Because A, you find it easier, and B, you're filling your graveyard faster, and then C, you also are able to set up, like, playing an Uro and putting a land on top more often.
Yeah, very true. And then just
And then, obviously, go ahead.
no, all good. I was going to say the kind of card advantage engines in Library, Duck Confident, and Loam are pretty stock these days.
Yep, yeah, those are cards that are just, I'm, like, locked into the list. I'm never going to play less than 4 Bob, 2 Loam, 2 Library, like, ever. Those are just always there for me. Some people play 1 Library. I think it's completely incorrect to play less than 2, period. Like, the card is insane and particularly great in this deck. So,
Yeah.
I think it's fairly essential as a 2 of.
How does Sylvan Library interact with Loam for those who haven't used it before?
Yeah, so you can, if Loam is in your yard, you can use one of the draw steps with Library to dredge Loam, and then look at 2 extra cards. When you dredge Loam back, you automatically take the Loam into your hand, and so if you were to take an extra card, you have to pay 4 life.
Okay.
But it is cool because you can draw a card off Library, and then dredge, and then draw another card. So you can kind of, like, mix and match it, set it up how you want, if you want to use one of the draws to dredge.
That's
Depending
cool.
on, like, what's on top of your library.
Yeah, nice. Kind of like how
Those
some.
situations don't come up super often.
Yeah, it's very true. A little bit like a ponder, and maybe like pondering the top card to the top, taking that, and then shuffling away the rest. You can kind of like take the top card with Library, and then loam the rest to your graveyard.
Yeah, you mess around with library and Bob and Knight and fetch land, kind of manipulate your the top of your library that way.
Yeah, very cool.
And then in the sideboard, 3 ley line. I've always been a 3 ley line guy. A lot of people are 4 ley line people, and that's totally understandable. I like to live on the edge a little bit. I think the graveyard matchups are generally okay, and you don't need the 4th ley line. I've been okay with 3, and I accept the fact that sometimes I won't find it, and sometimes I wish I could. but I like having the extra sideboard slots,
Yeah.
and I don't think the meta is like packed with graveyard decks right now where you really want leyline.
Yeah.
I'm fine with 3.
I like that you just said side bird, because that's a great transition into Nimble Obstructionist, which is the next card.
Yeah, this is a card I've been trying out. I actually it was funny. I was having a conversation with XJ Cloud about things that stop Thassa's Oracle, and he randomly mentioned Nimble Obstructionist, and I was like, wait a second, maybe that's actually good. And so I've been trying it in the board as a one of, and it's been surprisingly excellent.
That's cool.
Quite a number. Yeah. It comes in, and the main reason I have it is that it is the ultimate, unbeatable card against Doomsday. So the only out they have to Nimble Obstruction in the entire deck is a copy of Thoughtseize. They can't counter it and do anything about it. So if they cast Thassa's Oracle and you cycle it to counter the trigger, they lose. So I really wanted a single card that was just an out, because the matchup is just abysmal. But then I also realized that it's pretty good in a lot of other matchups. It's good against Death and Taxes, where there's a lot of triggers happening. I stifled a Craterhoof trigger from Elves and won that match that way. It's pretty solid against Sneak and Show.
Yeah, even to try to buy
anything where there's a lot of triggers. Yeah, or Painter. I also bring it in against Jace decks because it's a flash way to kill Jace that most opponents don't expect. It's good against a timely Teferi bounce. It has a lot of weirdly relevant applications, and it's been good enough for me to continue to test it. I don't know if it'll always stay in my board, but I've liked it enough at this point where I think it's kind of a nice catch-all and something that most opponents aren't going to play around or think about.
Yeah, I never thought of it getting around to Fairy's sorcery speed kind of clause, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's cool. It's been a fun card to play. It might be a little too cute, but it's been good enough for me to keep testing it, better than I expected it to be, and not just against Doomsday, and solid in a lot of different decks. Against a lot of different decks, and particularly because Stoneforge equipment is so prevalent right now. E&T is pretty prevalent, and so it's pretty solid in those matchups. And then I have a trophy. I hate this card. I really hate this card. Most people who know me know that I hate this card. I think it's absolutely terrible in Wasteland decks, because why would you want to give your opponent mana when you're trying to deny them mana? It makes no sense to me. I've always preferred Vindicate. There's a reason I'm playing it, and that's because all the Delver decks and the Shadow decks are on Whale right now, and I think this deck really wants another answer to Whale. And Trophy is actually quite good against Delver because unless they're blue-red, they don't run basics, and so you can Trophy their lands, you can Trophy their threats, and you don't have to worry about giving them extra mana. But I think it's pretty imperative to play it as a one-of in the sideboard right now because you really want an extra card against Forager, because the Forager is actually quite good against Loam.
Yeah, definitely.
You just don't have a lot of answers to it. So
there is also the upside that some of the decks might be going for Wasteland going for basics in games 2 and 3 to play around Wasteland. So when you do Trophy, they might not have the basics left in the deck.
Yeah, and it's also, it doubles as a good card against Jace and Karn. They're 4 mana threats, can hit Dark Depths combo, and I don't know. It's fine. Most of the time I've really despised playing the card because there's situations where you can go, you're playing against Death and Taxes and you have a trophy and they play Aether Vial and you're well, I have to trophy this vial, and then you give them a land. They go turn 2 Recruiter, and then you're way behind. So
yep.
I just don't like playing the card most of the time, but I do think it's quite good right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Meddling Mage is the mainstay classic combo hate card since I started playing Blue Loam. As it's really your best card against Doomsday, Seek and Show, any sort of A plus B combo decks. I also have played it against Miracles in the past when they're running Entreat and Torment. So yeah, it's been pretty good as like another form of combo hate besides just Thalia. Then
Yep.
obviously we're playing Tabernacle because we always play Tabernacle. Good against the
Indeed.
go wide decks and like kind of an I win button against Dredge and some other matchups and Elves. And then Force Vigor Collector Oof is like the artifact hate. I used to run Reclamation Sage. I've been running Force Vigor because I think the card is insane, especially right now. Force Vigor has won me a lot of games. Just the other day, I was playing against Infect, and my opponent animated both Inkmoth Nexus, and I Mazavith one, and I forced him to invigorate the other one, and then in response, I Force Vigored both of them. So I
Nice.
baited out a pump spell and got rid of both his ink moths at the concession like the next turn. So the card's just been really pretty amazing. And it's also an out against Blood Moon
Yep. A pretty good one as well against
when you
those
don't have a
decks.
basic. Yeah. And then the Thalias and Plows have always been in the deck since I played it forever. Like I've never seen a list without 2 Thalia, 2 Plow. They're just like mainstays. Thalia is your combo hate. Plow is just extra creature hate. Comes in the fair grindy matchups. Comes in against Delver. Comes in against Reanimator and like Eldrazi. Other matchups where you want the creature removal. And then the other card that I have been advocating for like a month now is Court of Grace, which I think is just like insane. I've played it. I'm playing it in every Maverick deck. I'm playing it in every blue-white X deck. I think the card is really good. It's been really good for me. It just provides like ridiculous amounts of value, getting the Monarch, but also 4/4s and at the worst 1/1s is just insane. Um,
Yeah.
I love it, and it's like finally catching on, and other people. It's great.
Yeah, that's very cool. Especially in a deck or in decks that don't traditionally run flyers. It's really nice to have access to that.
Yeah, I just think it's like the ultimate grindy card for these fair non-blue decks, and I call Loam a non-blue deck because it really is. Like I run 2 blue cards main. Like now that Oko's gone, so
Yeah. Nice. This is gonna be pretty fun. Uh, I guess the one card that I thought about was Underground Sea, which I've seen in some lists. I can see how it's just kind of like one of those tundra lands that you could play, but it is a little bit awkward with the rest of the list.
yeah. So I played Underground Sea for a long time in the Oko meta, but because we're not casting like the way that the deck is set up now, we really want to have white like access to white um, earlier.
Mm.
So, and it also is a land that interacts with night, whereas Underground Sea does not. And if we're going to be playing Meddling Mage and Court of Grace in the sideboard, I wanted the extra white source. And I think the deck with 2 Bayou and a Swamp and like Scrubland and Ball Pit, Bazooka Bog, and also both the Triomes, like there's plenty of black sources.
Yeah.
So I think oftentimes I'd like more often have enjoyed having access to Tundra instead of UC. The only times where Tundra is really awkward and you have to be careful fetching it is when you draw Abrupt Decay and you can't cast it.
Yeah, that's very true. Nice.
Um,
Should we get into a league?
yeah, let's do it.
Nice, awesome. I don't think I've played Loam since the bannings, so pretty happy
You did.
to
You
find
played.
out. Oh,
You played. Didn't you?
oh, Bug
Didn't you
Loam.
play a double league and put it on YouTube?
Yeah, I played Bug Loam. There
You
we go.
played. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
shout out to my YouTube. But yeah, very cool to see it kind of back in a way. At least more people are trying it out, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, so you've been enjoying Punishing Maverick, which is very cool.
Yeah. The deck. I've been. Yeah. My record has been crazy with that deck since the ban. I don't think it's actually as good as my record indicates, but I've been having a lot of success with it, so been continuing to play it. It's probably the deck of choice for me right now. The deck I'd play in a tournament.
Yeah, nice. What are your red cards?
Clothis main, and then Punishing Fire, and then the blasts in the board. think that that's it.
Cool.
Smaffy, I have not found a solution to that yet. No, I have not looked because I've been so busy finishing up my quarter of school. I haven't had time, but I will try to figure that out.
All right. On the draw with a mock start, and we're playing against.
Whoa!
Interesting.
Yike! We're gonna lose against one.
What does this indicate?
I'm gonna say, each non-land card in your starting deck shares a card type. It's probably a Stompy list. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I have no idea. I haven't played against this card in like a long time.
I don't think I've actually ever played against this card, which is very cool.
I think I've seen Phil Gallagher play it once or twice in like Stompy shells, and I don't actually know. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out. I think this is a keep, though. You can't really mold his hand.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, turn 1, Decay, Loam, or Dark Confidant's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Gav is saying elves. Okay, there's Mox Opals. Maybe it is an affinity list.
Not elves.
Thorn. Okay.
Oh, that's a yikes. That's a yikes.
That's the pass. Alright.
Wasteland, please? No. Well, I guess, I guess you're playing this Mox Diamond out.
Yeah.
That's it, right? So you have to play a land first. So the question is, do you play Scrubland or do you fetch for a forest? Scrubland to get double black for Lily on turn 3, but forest to not get wastelanded. There's an argument to both. I'm assuming that this player is playing wasteland. So I would probably grab a forest.
Yeah, I like that a lot, especially to get the at least the bob out next turn if we can't do anything else.
Yeah, and it also, I mean, you have life from the Loam, so you'll eventually be able to grab another black. So don't draw it.
Nice. But yeah, interesting deck. I haven't seen Affinity in a long time, or like a Steel Stompy kind of list.
Yeah, the Thorn is actually really insane against our hand, because now, if we don't draw a third land, we don't have access to Decay right now. The Ravager, huh?
Another Bob.
I guess we play Bob. That's the only card we can play out of our hand.
Which
our choice is easy.
A land there would have been really nice, because then dealing with the Ravager with no other creatures on the field is pretty huge.
Yep. Well, you can't always predict main deck turn 1 Thorn. So,
yeah, that's fair.
You know.
He has 3 mana. I wonder if they're running like... I was going to say Plague Engineer main deck.
Another Ancient...
Charles for 2.
Oh, God.
That's fine.
That's fine. Care. I'm glad opponent lost 4 life for that.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Because if we start attacking them with this Bob, it's not going to be far away from them just not being able to use their Ancient Tombs.
Yeah. Well, there's a Swamp, but we can't play Lily this turn anyway. So the question is, do we want... We can't play Bob, because we can't play Loam either. Question is... I think it's just Decay Ravager, right?
Yeah, nice. And just start getting some aggression going.
And then get in, yeah. I guess there's an argument... Well, no, I think Ravager's the best target, honestly. Because then you can follow up another threat from them with Lily the next turn.
Yeah, that's very true. So it's nice to not play the Trop in case they wanted to like wasteland us, but I think they're in a position where they can't really afford that.
Yeah, here's a case where basic Swamp is pretty strong.
I'm going to assume they kept the hand based on the Thorn, thinking we're a blue deck.
Yeah, probably.
Because Ravage is obviously powerful, but it's only powerful with another threat to really be able to back it onto.
Yep. Ballista. Barn. This.
They put it into hand.
Okay. Yeah, they have to, right?
Yeah. Well, this is going to be fine because it's a pretty
This is
good
if this
Lily
is their
sack
turn.
target.
Yeah, if this is their turn, that's great for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Have at it. They have one floating though, so
Oh, no longer.
okay, we're good.
No longer.
Little scared.
Yeah. Another Bob. Library.
Ooh, that sucks. All right, I guess we'd Lily sack.
Yeah. Nice.
If we have to at some point, we have decay for that challenge. We can unlock our hand if we need to.
Yeah, and the best part here is that we attack for 2, put them to 4, and it turns off at least one of their tombs in a way.
Yeah. Well, that was a piece of cake.
Yeah, so this is gonna be an interesting one.
I have no idea how to sideboard, to be honest. I guess I sideboard similarly to like old school steel stompy. So you probably want the plows, probably want the force vigor and oof, right?
Hmm.
You probably want trophy.
Yeah.
And you don't want chalice. I know you can take out all 4 chalice, especially since you're on the draw. Like chalice on 0, maybe an argument. What else? What else do we do?
Probably Teeg.
Depends on if they're running Karn. I think they're running Karn. I don't think they are. I'm assuming this is like more of an aggressive affinity list.
Hmm.
You probably want Tabernacle. Tabernacle's probably
Yeah.
okay.
I'm gonna assume
Instead
Tabernacle
of like,
is better than Bog.
yeah, I was gonna say take Bog out. I don't know how good Obstructionist is in this matchup. I mean, it could counter like a Ravager trigger or something, but I'm not really sure how relevant that is.
Oh yeah, Ravenous saying that Khan doesn't share a creature type with its companion.
Ah, yes. So their whole deck is, or I mean, artifacts.
Yes.
Right. Karn with they can't have Karn with Umori. Okay. Leo isn't strong. That is true. You could probably board out Leo.
Yeah.
Meddling Mage on Ballista? That's a little loose about that. I guess you could maybe. I mean, we probably have more cards to take out than bring in, so.
Yeah, I mean, even if
We
we
at
want to name the
here-
companion, it's probably better than Leo.
That's true. Yeah, maybe you want both Meddling Mage. I think you could bring in a second Mage for Sylvan Library. I think you probably keep Skoos in. Like, I think you want to board out one library on the draw, like,
Yeah.
oh, and they're an aggressive deck.
Yeah, and at least
Scavenging Ooze might come in handy.
yeah, especially with Ravager, if they are second creatures.
Yeah. I think I like this fine.
Yeah, the decays already and the Force of Vigor and Oof seem really nice. So
Yeah. This is a favored matchup.
yeah, also a really good one for Kaya. A lot of 1 CMC
Yeah.
or lower targets. But yeah, very cool to see this kind of list.
Ugh.
One of the very
These are
fair
always the
hands.
hands. These are always the hands that I still, even as like a 6-year veteran of this deck, I have a hard time deciding.
Mm.
Because on the one hand, we've got a piece of removal, a Bob, and Loam lock, like Wasteland Loam. Lots of good things going on. But on the other hand, on the draw, they just like pour out their hand on us turn 1. We could easily just lose the game, right? So it's kind of tough because like against some of their hands, this hand is pretty strong. Like having a Wasteland is great if they just go like Doom into something weak, right? So it's a tough. This is a tough call, honestly.
Yeah.
Like even for me, I don't know because I like the way this hand sets up after turn 2, but you know, could be rough if they go like super aggressive fast start, and then we just have to like play a Triome and pass, right? So I don't know. It's hard to say. Hard to say what my thoughts are on this hand.
I'm sure
I probably would keep it, but it's close.
Yeah, I think it's worth keeping and trying out. It's got a lot of power to it. It's just a little bit slow, which is tough.
Assassin feels loose. Yeah, I mean, I don't like it either, but I still think you need to bring it in this matchup. Because dealing with their threats is important. Yeah, I think you keep this and then hope they don't just like have a nut hand, right?
Yeah. Even like, I'd love to see this Ancient Tomb into Chalice Pass.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
Ancient Tomb into Overseer.
Well, that's a must answer. Oh, Ender Petal. Maybe they're playing a Mox. Black. Ah, Vault Scourge. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty fast start.
It is. I still think you Wasteland.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that is the best draw on the deck. Okay. Well.
This is an interesting one because obviously Wasteland is appetizing, but also dealing with the Overseer before they can get too much power on the board is appealing.
This is tough because there's a lot of options here. We could go turn 1 Bob, turn 1 Library. We could trophy the Overseer before it gets going. We could Wasteland them. It's a tough call. I kind of like Wasteland because I think that you can catch back up.
Yeah.
Especially with the Mox Diamond.
Yeah.
And like if their hand is just this, yeah, if they're just doing this for their turn, then I mean, it's hard to say because you don't want to fall too far behind, right? But I think that it's important in this matchup to keep them off mana.
Yeah.
We might get punished for this. Just like I'm saying, I'm gonna be clear now. This might be a line where we get really punished, but I think if it's me, I would Wasteland.
Are you happy not playing the Mox here?
Yeah, I think you just passed.
Because yeah, if we could draw like this makes Tabernacle obviously a much better draw as well, and I'm much less scared of a swamp than a Ancient Tomb, thankfully.
Yeah. There's a basic, so maybe they only play one base.
Not a Loam.
So here, I think you definitely need to get rid of Overseer, right?
Yep.
Before that gets going even more. So you probably want to Mox pitch the Triome, play the Heath, and then trophy it now before it untaps.
Yep.
Hope they don't have a second basic.
I'm pretty happy just to go for a basic forest again.
Yeah.
Especially seeing we have Loam as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what the black is for. I've seen some of these lists running Engineer in their 75.
Well, the black's for their companion, right? So we gave him a land,
yeah.
which sucks, but I still think that's the correct play. Like you have to get rid of Overseer there.
Vault, nice. Thorn's not bad. We still have the Dark Confidant.
Yeah.
And that's much better for us than a creature.
Yes.
Nice.
Solid. Nice draw. Yeah.
Thank you.
I love this. That's thanks, Deck. Perfect.
Do you think May's got a lot better with Arcanist out of the format?
I think it got better. Yeah, definitely. Well, not great versus Forager, but
Crystalline Giant, interesting.
ooh, that's scary.
So
That's a scary one.
yeah, so the beginning either gets Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilant, or a +1/+1. So luckily not Haste, but
The only thing we care about on that list is Hex. That's it.
yes.
What did he get?
Death Touch, interesting.
Okay. Maze that.
I guess it's a little bit scary as well having Force Vigor in the deck with Bob out. If they do start going wider.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Greatness at any cost.
Force of Vigor's fine. I mean, it's fine. The one of life total's a resource. It's okay. Nice. Perfect. Okay. Now the question is, do we play library or do we loam? And I am inclined to say we play library.
Yeah, I think we have to start digging for something, like more removal.
I think you want to find a coder. I think if you find a knight, this game's probably over.
Yep.
So, and Life from the Loam is not doing a lot. Like, yeah, it gets you back a wasteland, but they already have 4 mana. I don't know how far that's going to take you here. So,
Ravage is pretty good.
yeah, that's solid.
Oh, they gave it flying. Interesting.
I did avoid Ass Trophy, yes, and I talked about how much I hate it, and I still hate it, but I think it's necessary to play in the current meta, unfortunately. Because of Whale more than anything else. What did he get? I can't see the counter.
Flying, which is really interesting.
Okay. Oh, we need to draw something here.
Ooh, play.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we could also go for Collector Oof. That stops the Ravager,
Ooh.
I guess. We would have to pay 4 for that, though. We'd have to... Oh, no, we have the land, sorry.
We can only get... Yeah, so we can't get Knight yet. I'm tempted this turn...
It gives it something at random. Apologies. It's not chosen.
Yeah.
There we go. Thanks, Matsol.
That's why it's not a busted card. Interesting turn. Collector Oof is certainly fine. I am tempted to use that to grab a Knight, though. But I think Knight is going to win us this game.
Yeah, Knight would just take us an extra turn.
1 extra turn, yeah. So that's why I'm leaning towards playing the Plague this turn. So I would go... I wouldn't take any damage. I would put Green Sun and then the land on top, and then play Bayou and Plague Engineer.
Yeah, nice. That sets up the Bob really nicely.
Yeah. And then I would name whatever Ravager is, I guess.
Yeah, Beast.
Or... Yeah, it depends on if he uses it here, which I assume he does.
They didn't.
He didn't? Did he not use it? Oh my god, and then he just kills the Ravager.
Yeah, that's huge. I guess they get the modular, but...
That's great.
Still.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, Victor. Hey, Gon.
Gotta avoid the...
You go, sorry.
Gotta avoid the Hex
First strike.
Giant.
That's fine. Yeah, this thing is very cool. It gets out of hand pretty quick. I know that Phil's played it a few times and has really enjoyed it.
Yep.
Probably should have gone with just untapping the Volt Scourge, because the life gain is relevant to some extent. But 4 mana. Feels like a ballista. Stonecool Serpent. Okay. Well, that's a Sword Supply target, hopefully.
Yeah.
I guess it also just gets bumped by the Plague Engineer, which is nice.
Yeah, that's not a huge deal.
Does have trample, though. Wasteland Bob. Definitely putting that on top. I think we're just fetching up a Knight here.
Yeah, you just gotta put the Wasteland back on top and grab Knight, I think.
The tough thing is, next turn we're definitely taking at least 3 in the air going to 5. Probably 2 trample as well. I guess we can get Knight, which will be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be a 6/6.
Oh,
Okay.
Knight can't block Stone Coil because it has protection from multicolored.
There we go. So we're definitely taking, most likely keeping.
We're taking quite a bit.
Or we're going to trade. I think we'd probably be happy trading once we get to such a low life.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Right.
Scavenging Ooze is another decent get here, honestly.
Yeah, two creatures.
But I think I like Knight for, like, ability, but Uro could be another possibility to start gaining.
Uro is actually pretty interesting, because that really mitigates
Yeah.
the attacking of one creature, and then the maze hits the other.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think, like, what utility lands would be nice. Like, Tabernacle's pretty... It's not, like, amazing here.
Especially with the slumps out.
Blaststone isn't amazing either.
Mm.
Cabal Pit is also not amazing because it doesn't kill any other stuff. I'm kind of tempted to grab Uro.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll go for Trop because then we have green, green, blue, blue next turn.
Yeah, yeah.
I never thought I'd be an Uro player, but it's just so good. Especially in these decks where it's just a one of. Nice. We go to draw a card first. Bob. No.
Oh, love to stop drawing Bob.
Yeah. Alright.
You're still kind of... It's still kind of sketchy right now. We gotta hope they don't have any other threats, but we'll see.
Yeah, Matt's also pointing out that Pit kills a lot of their threats with Life in the Loam in play, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's... Yeah. Pit Loam Pit, that's very true.
So
a good call.
We're pretty happy here to double block.
Yeah.
And then Flying Triple First Rush Dash Touch, we might as well maze the Vault Scourge.
Yep.
So they don't gain life. Bob's done a ton of work already, which is really nice, so it's definitely replaced itself, which is great. Plague. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, that sucks. That's a pretty good draw from our opponent there. But we have a library, so hopefully we another boost. What is this?
Interesting. When it attacks...
I've never seen this.
So it's a legendary artifact creature. It's a 3/2 for 3. Whenever it attacks, you may discard a card. When you do, target creature defending player controls gets -X, -X, until end of turn, where X is the number of artifacts you control plus the number of artifact cards in your graveyard. Interesting. It's pretty
wow.
sweet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty much -10, -10.
Jeez. Okay.
Ooh, that's huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is enormous. Well, okay. So let's think here.
Can we pay?
We could take. I'm actually thinking toward. So I think you put back. Wait a second. I think we don't cast Uro this turn. I think because we drew the Force of Vigor, right? Is the black thing an artifact?
Yes.
Okay. So I think put the land. I think we put the land on top, and we pay for Night, and we cast the Night. And then Force of Vigor, the Giant, and the black creature on their upkeep, and have Maze for Vault Scourge.
Yep, okay.
And we just hope they don't draw Ballista, I guess. Like, that makes us dead to Ballista. So that's one plan. The alternative to that is that we pay for the land, and we lose the Night. Fetch and cast Uro, so we gain the life back. But then we don't have the Night, so I think those are the two options. We're paying, though. We either have to pay for the land or pay for the Night.
Yeah. Gone, the creature does not have Shroud already. So, if we pay 4, we go to 2, we fetch, go to 1, we cast Uro, we go back to 4. We then have the...
Which means we're not dead to Ballista.
Yeah, which is pretty nice. We're also not dead to Vault Scourge there either, because if they draw a Wasteland and waste us, we go to 1, and then we swing back for 3 and just keep mitigating the attack, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think they have no cards in hand right now. So I think I mean, as much as the Knight is nice here, I think I like land, Force of Vigor, Uro.
Nice. So we do have to fetch for another blue source, which will be... Oh.
Ooh, do we not have a blue? Did we both mess this up? Uh-oh. Oh, no. That's
right.
embarrassing.
We're okay. We can come back from this.
That's embarrassing. Wow.
We have the Force, which is
My
nice.
bad, dude.
No, all good. I
and we fetched away the Knight.
The Trop and the Tundra? Oh, we can't get the Tundra off this land, that's why.
Verdant doesn't fetch Tundra. Yeah, okay. I didn't think about that. Wow, that's bad.
No, that's more than fair.
Way to go, me.
Let's go for the Triome.
Nice.
And then we have Force in third turn.
Can't even play Bob because now we don't know what's on top of the deck.
Yep.
So we have to life from the Loam, right?
We don't have to, but...
I think that's probably the play.
Yeah, okay, Loam and then pitch Loam to the other Force with the other mana up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
That's my bad, man. We should have grabbed the Knight there.
All good. Are we just getting like Trop and Wasteland?
Tropical Wasteland and then like Triome, I guess.
And then we still have enough to leave there, which is nice.
Oh yeah. I think you waste their. Oh, we played a land. Never mind.
Yeah, the fetch land.
That's so upkeep. You want to force their 2 threats, the crystalline draw or whatever, or the trigger happens on the giant.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Gotta pay. Yep. Ooh, that is rough. We're dead to Wasteland and Ballista now.
Oh, they drew it. Classic.
Wow.
That's all good. That's my bad. I should have double checked. I just didn't even think about the fetch land not getting a blue source. I guess my only consideration on the play is Chalice for 0, but I'm not sure if that's worth it, especially when we're already a Mox Diamond deck.
Well, that was pretty bad.
I don't know if I cut out. I was just saying that like Chalice of the Void for 0 on the play seems a bit better than on the draw, but
I don't know that I would even bother.
Yeah. Is it a case of just having better cards in the main deck?
Yeah, I just don't think Chalice is that impactful versus them even on 0.
Yeah. Cool.
I think I just run this back.
Nice. Would love to play first. Do we have a Mox Diamond in hand? That's what we really want to see here. We don't, but we have.
Was there any way? I think you still keep this and play the fetch and pass.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Was there any way? I was thinking back to that last game. So if we had taken the Knight, paid for that, and played the Knight, we go to 2. They waste the maze, and we're still dead, right?
I think what maybe we could have done is the giant always blocked by the Knight. There's nothing they can do to get it through the Knight.
No, the giant had flying.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So I think we were dead anyway.
Yeah, just don't pay extra.
Yeah, we would have had to. We would have had to just not pay at all, and then plan to force a vigor and untap, cast, Knight. So not pay, play Loam. Yeah, the mistake was paying. Yep. Yeah, Mats is right. I'm still getting used to this mana base too. So I'm used to having second Trop still.
That's fair enough. At least here Forest Pass is kind of nice because it plays around Wasteland.
Yep.
And then even just Plague on Snake is pretty sweet here.
Yep. Yeah, we can't decay it.
This is fine. It's probably a great decay target and just keep the Force for now.
Yeah, I think you let this through, decay the Overseer, and then Plague Engineer Snake. And I would get... It's a little awkward because we can't get blue for Uro. So this is the one instance where you want Underground Sea Wisp.
That's fine.
So it's actually... Let's wait a second here because it's possible that maybe we Plague Engineer Overseer's creature type instead, and we grab Zagoth Triome here so that we were able to play Uro at a later turn and save the decay.
Yeah, cool.
So that's another possibility.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's also nice that it keeps the Stonecoil at bay.
Yeah.
I want to hide these 2 lands for now, so I don't want to play them out.
Yeah.
We get to Plague on Construct. Nice. And then pass with Force Up, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my experience with Loam, especially as a player who plays it every now and then, is just making sure you get your reps in to play the mana out.
Yeah, I just am used to fetching second trop there, and I didn't think about it.
There are times here where we could have like aggressively used the Force before the Ravager came down or before like the Mox came down, but being able to hit this Jit is pretty nice.
Oh, fine. I actually don't even think we bother with it. I think we force their 2 creatures. I would just force the threats, honestly.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I would
blocking here.
I would take 1.
And
I think you. Well, wait. No, because then they modular it. They modular the Mox onto it and kill the Engineer too. I think you just take the 1.
Okay. Krakis is pretty nice at the row.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about. Like, it's possible we don't play Uro yet, and we play. Like either we're Uroing now to try to look for a second green card, or we just play a land and like play the Karakas and pass, and then upkeep force their 2 threats, and then plan to Uro next turn. So that we don't have to pitch a card.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. Also get a free attack in here, pretty much.
I still wouldn't attack, because he might modular and block the engine. If he like modulars Mox and the Vault of Whispers or whatever, then he just trades. I think you want to keep Engineer.
Okay. And then we can just do this in combat, most likely after they've equipped.
Yeah, or if he wastelands you now, you have to do it.
At least now they have to think about equipping or not. And
Yep.
I guess we'd go after the... Oh, okay. I think here... We probably just go after the Ravager now and the Jide.
I don't know that you need to even worry about Jit. He's got no cards in hand, so I still think here you force the 2 threats.
Yeah.
Hope that he doesn't get hexproof on the giant, and then you can decay it.
Yeah, okay. At least the Uro is also nice against the Crystalline. Just keeping it at bay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have blue or black mana now, which sucks, so I didn't actually think about that.
Trample's fine.
Yeah, maybe Jit was correct. I didn't think that now we don't have black mana. I guess we still have Engineer to block. Yeah, that's my bad. Not playing very well.
No, all good. I definitely want to waste them off this Vault and try to get in a situation where the Tabernacle's relevant. It's weird.
Yeah, or we could have played Blast Zone there. Picked it to 2.
Yeah, okay. As another way to get rid of the Crystalline. Another Ravager.
Rough. Yeah, this is my fault. I'm playing pretty poorly. Apologies.
No, this is both of us. We
Yeah, you got first strike too. I wouldn't block here. I just take it, I guess.
At least Tabernacle's going to do some work at keeping them from being able to cast much.
Yeah.
Even hopefully not equipped. They're down to 0 cards as well, so a land off the top. Like
I think you actually. Oh, there you go. So now. I think we just decay the giant, right? And we block the Ravager if he equips.
Yeah, cool.
I would do it in response to the trigger so he doesn't get hexproof.
Tomb's a card. This is fine. Go to attacks. Trigger in the stack.
Yeah, you gotta do it now.
Yep. And then Blast Zone for 2 is actually looking pretty strong if we can get that down.
Yep.
So I think Fetch or Blue Source is the best because then we can put 2 lands into play and also gain life off a row.
Yeah, I think we're still fine here, even with the misplays.
It's just time that's the constraint
Yeah,
right now.
I didn't even notice that. Time goes by fast.
Yeah. Alright. Mox, perfect. Pitch
Nice.
the Knuckle.
Yeah, pitch the Knackle. Cast Uro.
Probably like... do we...
I don't think we need Caracas
Yep.
right now. We're not going to bring it back to our hand. We're going to play the Blast Zone and tick it up.
Oh, we playing the Bob?
No.
That's 17.
I think you just pass here and then tick zone up to 2.
Okay.
And then plan to block with Engineer if he attacks.
Yep. See what they draw. That is fine. I'm just going to tick this up.
That's perfect.
Right now.
Yep. Yeah, this
Save
is
some
great.
time. And then 6, because I believe we get priority back when they go to blockers.
Yep.
Oh, classic. It was a construct.
We just cast it into Engineer, yeah.
Yep. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, we just got to beat the clock, Deuce. So that's the main turn right now.
That's fine.
I think you block here. You have to.
Yep.
If Jit just gets counters and kills it.
And then next turn we can cast... We need another blue source to cast a row.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Lily. I think it just get Bob on the table, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's awkward with Blaststone on 2.
Yeah. I guess, and also the Jide. I guess I could have blown it up first.
Yeah, Jit. He's just gonna kill the Bob with Jit. That was right. I think it was probably Lily plus Pitch Bob. So now you have to activate Zone because he's gonna kill Bob anyway, right? So.
Thinking after the Bayou, okay.
Oh, that sucks. He probably that's rough. Gonna kill Bob or not?
No. Interesting.
No? Wow. Okay.
Loam. That's
Alright.
okay.
I would Loam here. Get back. Yeah, Wasteland Bayou. Oh, that's fine.
I don't think there's a way there to do it to get back both, unfortunately. But
And then I would swing with Bob here, and probably maybe just play Meddling Mage because you want to have mana for Uro next turn.
yeah. Walking Blister?
And name. Yeah, sure. We don't have time to think much about it, so.
Yeah, interesting to see them keep the Jide around.
Yeah, it was
Just
weird.
a land for our opponent. Right. Oh, that's actually pretty good. We will not Loam.
No.
That's pretty
Nice.
interesting. Alright, so let's fetch first. Go and get a drop. And then we have blue, blue, green, green. This, get rid of the Force of Vigor, Plague, land. Come on. I was getting rid of the Loam, so it takes it out of the equation as well when trying
It's
to
fine.
keep
It
stuff.
doesn't matter. We just gotta play quick. It's fine. We have enough power on board to win if we play fast. I would waste the tomb here. Yeah.
I assume they kill the Bob here just to try to save some time. But we
Yeah,
currently have
yeah.
a 2-turn clock, which is really... I guess a 3-turn clock, because they can gain life. But then we have
Yeah,
multiple
we just
ways
gotta-
currently.
We can get rid of all their threats, no matter what they do, really.
Yeah. Arkan actually making a good point in saying that the Vault turns off Mox Opal as well.
Oh, nice.
I think here we just Green Suns for Knight to get lethal on board next turn.
Yep. Fine with me. We have answers to creatures they play. Well, we're gonna win this one, I think, even though I did not make very good decisions at multiple
No, all good.
points.
I'm here as well. I mean, it's already a grindy deck, and it's even more grindy when you have 2 people doing it and chat. So
yeah.
hopefully, yeah, luckily, but yeah, just some little things
Nice.
that even I could have done better with fetching and knowing what lands they can take you off early on.
Yeah, it was just that game 2 that we win if we don't pay life, and I just spaced on that because I've only played about 20 matches with Tundra, so I'm used to being able to fetch UC or Trop. That's one of the shortcomings of playing a Tundra is that you don't get fetch a second blue source with Catacombs, so it makes things a little awkward sometimes if you're trying to cast Uro. Really think about it.
Yeah, it's tough because then like if you play like Misty, then you can't get Scrubland.
Oh, that's the one thing in the list that... Oh, no, I am... Never mind. You're right. Yeah, so here's another thing. I'm used to playing a Mist split, but I switched to 2 Heath after I put Tundra in the deck.
Okay.
So, just getting used to my own changes.
The old Mox in one land, unfortunately.
Yeah, I gotta mull this.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Fine. We keep here, probably putting back Triome, I guess. Access to colors.
Yeah. I mean, Krakus and Wasteland could be so huge in this matchup as well in the block.
Yeah, we'll just see. We can pitch Caracas if it's not relevant. Island Ponder could be 1,000 deck.
Yeah. Snow's interesting.
Yeah, that might just be like equity though.
Yeah.
Not gonna read too much into that. Nice.
Would you like to just play a land and hold the Mox?
Yeah, I mean the only drawback there is discard.
Yep. Okay. Something like if it's
So
like the
that's-
Shadow.
Yeah, that's a possible punish. They're like some kind of full deck with black.
The only deck that I can think that would still be playing Snow Basics would be like blue-green Omnitel that might be playing Icewind Quaddle still.
Yeah. Could be Delver, blue-red Delver. It could be a control deck. Yeah. Probably Omni, which sucks, but what can you do?
Yeah, Omni, a pretty tough matchup for a lot of these fair decks like Maverick and Full Color.
It is the absolute worst matchup for this deck. There is nothing worse than Omni. Also, I hope we don't get stifled. Think about
Stifle would
that
be tough.
either.
Ooh, second
Ooh,
Mox.
nice.
Yeah.
So what do we want to play around? I still don't know what they're doing. So the question is, what do we want to play around? I am tempted to get a Knight of the Reliquary here, or like a Leo. I'm tempted to get a Leo. We want to play around days. They're on days.
Yeah. I was thinking Teeg, but I like that Leo has a little bit more flexibility across multiple decks, whereas Teeg is obviously a pretty silver bullet.
Yeah, or we could just play the Kaya here. And there's a lot of options. I don't know. And it also is a matter of what we think they're doing. Snow-covered Island, Misty, Cantrips is like 1,000 different decks, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think this might
I think
be
it's either Mox.
You go.
I was saying, I think it's either Mox pitch Wasteland, Mox pitch Heath, grab Leo, or it's Kaya to play around days.
Yeah. I guess we're definitely using this. So if we fetch first, we
Yeah.
know that we're up against a Stifle deck or not, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably just getting a forest here.
Cool.
Yeah, play out the Mox. A waste and a Heath, I think.
Mm,
You might need Caracas if it's Omni, or Sneak and
Exactly.
Show or something. And then I guess we just grab Leo and see if they're on a daze.
Yeah.
Suck. And we know what they're on.
Nice.
Nice. Definitely a Leo, I think. Yeah.
Opponent's name is Alucard. Dead guy.
See, Leo doubles as like good versus control and good versus combo here. So
Yeah, and if it is a deck that runs... Oh, okay, it looks like maybe like a bug mid-range deck. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, it's test.
Yeah, this is looking more like... Okay.
Yeah. The Teeg call was correct, dude.
I was in the blind, so...
Waste the Bayou here,
Yeah.
and then I guess we're Kayaing their cantrips out of it.
Exactly, which is also great against Cabal Ritual.
Yeah. That was a good call, dude. I should just listen to you.
No, I got pretty lucky with that one. And to be fair, I'm not sure if Teeg is that great against blue-green Omni. I know that Shed Summons is a big cut in their board, but I'm assuming they have another way in their board to get out of it.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's pretty good against Test, though.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think we're winning this one unless we draw a Chalice before they kill us, but guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I think in the blind, like given what we saw, Misty Island cantrips, I like Leo. I think that's still the correct call.
Definitely. It's disruptive. We can protect it with the Caracas still. It's a better clock, which is nice.
Ooh, but we're dead.
We'll see.
But we're dead.
Yeah.
All for not threshold?
I wonder if they crack LED in response. That's what
That's
they're trying to do.
still, I guess that gives them threshold, yeah. Yep, okay. Are they emptying here? What are they doing? Because they don't have storm count.
I assume it's
Or
Wish
is
Claw
this-
for Adnors, perhaps.
Oh, it's Adnos. Alright, yep.
Or the new one? Or is that a draw? What's the like 8 mana black card?
Oh, that's in their board, though.
Here we go.
That's a site, so they'd have to have Burning Wish.
It's a pretty nice lineup.
Yeah, I think we're very dead here.
Yeah, rituals into just another tutor.
They go pedal, ritual.
They need a discard outlet. Yeah, they need an LED.
They're at 2.
They're down to 1.
1. They can't draw cards.
Yeah. Oh no! No opponent.
Nice.
So close.
We
So
got
Leo
there.
Leo there, so strong. Leo really
Hey,
nice.
worked out.
Yeah.
Heck
Very
yeah.
cool. Always nice to win the game 1.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we bring in Thalia, we bring in ley lines, bring in ages, we bring in Collector Oof, bring in Tabernacle. I think Force of Vigor is a possibility, as is Nimble, although Nimble doesn't do a ton versus tests.
I guess you can you cycle it to stop Storm?
Yes, it can stifle a Storm trigger. It also stifles fetch land.
It might be better than a card that's already in the deck.
Yeah, so we board out all Abrupt Decays. I mean, actually, so I forgot, Test plays Wishclaw. Sometimes leaving in 2 is okay. I think you definitely want to take 2 out.
Okay.
Life in the Loam is too slow. Blast Zone does nothing. Maze of Ith does nothing. And you're going up to 25 lands with Knackle. So I think it's fine to board out 2 lands. Tempo is too slow.
Yep.
I think the libraries can come out on the draw.
Okay.
They're too slow on the draw. So it's either at this point it's either Second Decay or the Nimble, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Night can be slow. The nice thing about Night is post-board is that it can find Tabernacle, so it isn't out to an empty line.
You could take out a Night, I guess, and run 2 Nights. You do... Yeah, this is fine. I think Nimble might be better than Night, and it also is a flash threat.
Yeah.
You need it to be.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Force of Vigor is always interesting. I find with
yeah, that was a card I thought about. Yeah.
the double Mox Oof hand.
I think you keep this though. I mean, it's a turn 1 collector Oof, which, even though it's awkward with Mox Diamond. And you also could technically Oof plus waste. And obviously you have no mana, but it's a play.
Duress, nice.
So he has to take a Mox.
Yep. Which is fine. I think...
Okay. Trying to think about the pitch here. It's a tough call because I think you pitch Tropical and you play the fetch and you grab a Bayou and you play Oof because you can play the Bob next turn or waste.
Yep.
I think that's the play, and it also lets you play out. The problem with that is if you draw Meddling Mage, you can't cast it. So the other possibility is that you're pitching the Tabernacle with the assumption that they're just not going to be able to go for an empty.
Yeah, I assume we just don't have the luxury of turn 1 Bob into turn 2 Oof Wasteland.
I think you have to play... I would play Oof here.
Yeah, just to get it on the board.
Yeah, and Test can often combo on turn 2. The question is if we're pitching... I think you want the Wasteland. I think the pitch is Knackle, even though it's a little awkward, because it's an out to empty. I think you want the colored mana, and you want the Wasteland.
Yeah. I guess we could get Scrubland with the Catacombs.
Yeah. Then pitch
Trop?
the Knackle. Well, Scrubland Trop lets you cast Mage if you draw it.
Okay, yeah, of course, because the Moxdown will be off.
Yeah, it's basically, do you want the colored mana or do you want Knackle? That's the question.
I guess what I'm seeing is turn 1 Oof, they play a land pass, we Wasteland them, they probably have Decay, so they have to Decay the Oof then, and then we get the Mox Diamond online, or we Wasteland a blue source and they have a bounce spell and have to use it, and we get the Mox Diamond back online.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Then we pitch the Trop.
Hopefully
the other play here is...
yeah?
The other play here is just waste and pass. Is the other play. But I'd play around another discard spell and get Collector Oof down now.
Yeah, it is nice to get something on the board.
Yeah. I guess Scrubland makes the most sense here.
I feel like I'm playing Vintage with this start. Like Mox into Vintage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little awkward, and particularly because we have no green mana now, but...
But hopefully Bob can find it. Interesting. I wonder if this is a shuffle. Because if they brainstorm then shuffle, okay, they didn't shuffle. So it's not like they're like really wanting to find lands. Definitely attacking first, and then it's just Wasteland.
Yeah, see,
play Bob.
You can't waste Bob. You have to Bob or waste here.
Yeah, so sorry, play Wasteland and then cast Dark Confidant.
Yeah. That's the drawback to not pitching Knackle, is we don't get a turn here where like Wasteland and then untap and play Bob, but it's fine.
Okay.
They're not going to go off unless they find an answer to Oof, right? They can't. Like, Test needs artifacts. Unless their hand is just like 4 rituals. It'd be hard for them.
Yeah, that's true.
I've definitely
lost to a player who's just played their artifacts out as Storm and then ritualed off, which never feels great. Hopefully,
it's hard to do as test.
Yeah.
Easier with Ant.
I'll just quickly see
awkward.
what they did here. So they chose not to shuffle. Okay.
Does not shuffle. Okay. I guess you swing, waste, play Triumph.
Yep. At least the 4 a turn really adds up, especially if they're trying to get towards an Adnor's line.
Yeah. I think it might have been correct to pitch Knackle. It's just made our turns kind of awkward, but
yeah.
I mean, we'll be happy we have it, I guess, if they empty.
Yeah, especially here where the screws would have made it an extra clock.
Yeah. Well, they might kill us. We'll see.
It's a lot of rituals.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It did have quad ritual.
Infernal Tutor.
Okay, so they're going for tutor, tendrils for 18. I think we're dead. Oh, is this Adnos? They could have just tutor chained.
They are going for Adnors. Wow. Thoughtseize. Pedal. Okay. That's turned offline.
Ponder.
Truth.
Echoing
Okay.
Truth. Ooh, rough.
Talisman. They need more ritual effects. This isn't looking good for our opponent.
Yeah, they might be screwed by Adnos. Oh, maybe they have it. I don't know. Or they might try to find it off a Ponder.
Yeah, they haven't played a land first. Oh, they're gonna Thoughtseize themselves. Oh no, Thoughtseize us.
Okay. Have they not? They played Bayou for turn, right? Or was that last?
Yes. I don't believe they have played a land yet. This is fine.
Okay.
Pedal is 2 mana.
Oh, maybe they're wish clawing for ritual here. I don't know what's going on. I don't play Storm enough. I mean, I've never played Storm, so.
They're going for the Ponder, so they're definitely...
Okay, that's what I thought. They're gonna ponder for an LED here.
Yeah.
Or a ritual, I guess.
They chose to shuffle.
Shuffles?
Oh.
Hey.
Was that another?
Okay.
Does that change things?
What am I missing?
Wish Claw. Okay, now
Okay.
they can sack it. LED. What can they...
But if they get LED with Wish Claw, they win, right? Because they play LED and tutor sack it. No, but they're 1 mana short.
Yeah, they won't be able to like tutor for Past in Flames because they won't have the mana for it.
And they can't tutor for tendrils because they'd only have the mana off LED.
Storm's currently 12 as well. Okay, so they're gonna go for Wish Claw. They can't Cabal. They could Ritual, but that doesn't
Wish
really...
Claw, Dark Ritual, tutor, and I don't know what their plan is here, honestly. Maybe they know something we don't. Also don't know what they found off the Ponder.
They're gonna
Brainstorm.
Okay, I guess try to like dig for LED.
Dig for artifact.
They didn't find it.
Wow. Okay, well, I feel like we got kind of lucky, but we'll take it.
Yeah, really trying to win through the Admiral's line. Nuts. Yeah. I mean, we take it. That's what you get. You put pressure on your opponent and they have to find an out.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice to come up against 2 pretty interesting decks and come out on top.
Oh, Dukes, I think it was Ant, not Tess. I'm used to Tess being the only deck to play Wish Claw, but now I remember that was Ant because I remember that Cyrus was starting to play Wish Claw and Ant.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did you think
So,
you... Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yep, all good.
I thought it was Tess the entire time because I'm bad. But
No,
yeah,
all
that's
good.
Ant.
Whenever I see Cabal, that's the big one.
Yeah, I don't know why I kept calling it Tess. My head just, I don't know,
No, all good.
used to that from playing Tess with Wish Claws.
Hey, Connor, do you have a Switch?
I do have a Switch.
Do you enjoy it?
I do not play it often.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
I got one for my birthday yesterday, and I'm pretty
Oh,
keen to try
nice.
out... Is it Zelda? There's a Zelda game that looks really cool.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
That's it. Looks like a
It's
big
a
time
classic.
sink.
Smash Bros is great.
Yeah, I feel like Smash Bros will be the first like multiplayer game I get to make sure we have one in the house.
Yeah, totally. That's a classic. You mole this. His hand
Yeah.
is pretty bad.
Yeah, way too slow.
Okay, so there are certain times where I keep on the draw, and I try to get there.
Hmm.
This might be one of those times, because the hand's pretty good if you find a land.
Yeah, it's got a little bit
Any
of everything,
land in
which
the
is
deck.
nice.
Yeah. So I occasionally will take these risks. Sometimes I don't. It depends on how I'm feeling on a given day. I mean, your odds are you have 25 lands left in the deck, 53 cards. So your odds are about 50% that you draw land. If you don't, you probably lose the game. If you do, you have pretty good shots. You got Library and Chalice. So, could go either way. I don't know. I don't think there's a right answer. It's just like how much do you want to press your luck?
Yeah. I assume if we're keeping this, we're bottoming this second decay.
Yes.
You know what? I think it's just an educational lesson that if we do keep this and it doesn't work out, then we did it, so others don't have to.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think sometimes these hands are correct to keep. I've seen Mots keep these hands.
Okay, cool.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see if we get punished.
And at least if we are going to play it Triumph tapped on turn one is pretty... Okay, well...
Oh, we might just be dead. Hey, gives us the problem.
Doomsday.
The favorite matchup. This matchup is really bad. So, I mean, this and Omni are the worst matchups for Loam by a long, long shot.
Yeah, pretty tough. I mean, the meddling mages are quite strong. The Thalia.
Yeah, this is why I play Nimble. Nimble
Yeah,
is a G.
Yep. Is there any way to take this? Do you think like could we like Chalice for 0 to turn off Lotus Petal or like LED and then like draw a Wasteland perhaps? I feel like there isn't a way to keep my opponent or our opponent off the mana to cast Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah, we're probably just dead here. People cheap. The Triumphs are fun. I've been good with them. Punished. Well, I think we play the Mox. And I think we play Chalice on 0. And I think that's that. Or we concede and give no information up. Those are your options.
Yeah, it's tough. So opponent obviously knows that we didn't have a Force of Will or a Force Negation.
They have 8 total cards. I'm assuming they have another land in those 8 cards to cast Thassa's Oracle eventually, even if Chalice on 0 slows them down. They may just have a Force of Will, in which case we're dead. So I think there might be equity to conceding.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just one of those matchups that we can't do too much about. But we can cycle
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
also it was a bad keep too. Yeah, Nimble, Thalia, Collector Oof is pretty good.
Yeah.
Assassins, trophies, not good enough. I think that's it. We board out. Bazooka Bog does thing. Really? Actually, honestly, you can't board out 2 lands. You got to play 25 at minimum for Mox.
Okay, cool.
So I would probably just board out the Maze since it doesn't tap.
Yeah, cool.
And Board out Life in the Loam. Slow.
Plagues?
Yeah, Plague Engineer is pretty bad.
Probably Uro.
I mean, I think an Abrupt Decay is worse than Uro.
Okay.
Like, what is Decay hitting?
Yeah, like...
Nothing, probably.
I assume the deck doesn't play, like, Teferi anymore or anything like that?
I don't think so. I mean, they might play Strix. That's your target. Uro is at least a card that is, I mean, better than Fourth Abrupt Decay, honestly. I guess you run it like this.
Cool.
Yeah, Assassin's Trophy is actually... hand is miserable.
Yeah. Okay, we have the Nimble.
We have the Get 'em. I think we keep for stream equity.
Yeah. What do you think the role of Chalice is here?
That's a tough question. Tough question. I think you're probably bottoming Uro.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. And it's something like
Yes, we can
tap land.
We can go that far.
Chalice or library into tap land.
I think that you want to be able to cast Chalice on 1 in this matchup more than Chalice on 0. If they go Dark Ritual Doomsday, then good for them. And also Chalice on 0 cuts off your Mox Diamond draw. Like if they Dark Ritual Doomsday you and you need to draw Mox to cast or to cycle Nimble, you don't want to have Chalice on 0 out.
Yeah, so here's like a pretty standard Doomsday list. Chalice for 1 obviously turning off a lot of things more than just the
I think you're just tap landing pass here.
Yeah, does it matter which one?
Probably. I don't think so. Probably Zagoth. You got to go to main phase.
Yep. Yes.
Oh god, I hope they don't.
Pretty interesting.
I hope they don't Thoughtseize you. That would be really depressing.
Yeah, I guess at least the Thoughtseize has to take either the Chalice or the Nimble.
Yeah.
And maybe our opponent just doesn't read the Nimble and takes the Chalice.
Dudes, if we do this on stream, then everything else, it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
This is a big time right here.
Oh, nothing.
This is where champions are born, dudes.
Alright. Okay.
I think there was an argument to playing the tap land for Nimble, but you just slam the Chalice here.
Okay.
Nice.
I assume they have some sort of bounce effect, but pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Next turn's probably tap land library and to find a threat so that we don't lose.
Here's a question for you.
So that we were able to kill them at some point.
If
yes.
If I was to bring in like Thoughtseize and maybe Surgical against this deck because I just didn't have anything better in the main deck, if I Surgical Doomsday, how do they win?
Surgical Doomsday, how do they win? They don't. They win by beating you with Baleful Strix.
Okay.
They play it. Yes. Because if you Surgical Doomsday, like if you Thoughtseize a Doomsday and Surgical, they can't beat you. Like they can't combo.
Okay.
So here, this line right here is why I suggested maybe we play the tap land instead of the Chalice.
Yeah. That's fair enough, because now we're really open just having to draw a land.
Yep.
I didn't allow you to have 100% Nimble line, which I apologize for.
Okay. I think it might have been correct because they can beat you through a Chalice pretty easily. So.
Yeah, that's the really hard thing for Doomsday that I find is that with a lot of the combo and unfair decks that Maverick sideboards for, a lot of the cards overlap, but Doomsday is just a deck where a lot of the cards don't overlap that well. Like something like Aethersworn Canonist isn't actually that big of a deal for them. They can just go off like cycling and doing sort of one card at a time.
Yeah. It might have not mattered. Are they going to kill us now? Yeah, I don't think it mattered.
Rough.
You didn't get there. It's so sad.
So close.
Yeah. I think we needed, man, it's hard.
We wouldn't have
I think
drawn
we needed to
either,
find a
so-
mock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
I think we needed to find a mock diamond.
Or done your line of just maybe playing Chalice for 0 and then playing the land tap to have some sort of interaction on the board.
Yeah, that was probably what I would have done there. I think it was more important to be able to untap the following turn into a nimble. And Chalice on 0 might have slowed them down by 1 turn, so you had a chance to do that.
Yeah, I mean, then
But it's also the matchup.
cantrip was pretty big, so
Yeah,
definitely enticing to play the Chalice for 0 to turn off like Brainstorm, Ponder, Duck Ritual, any sort of hand disruption spells.
yeah, it's hard to say, right? Like, because if their hand was slower, then 1 is correct. So hard to call, hard to make that call. But the matchup is just terrible anyway.
It's good to play around it, Connor.
Like, we would have been hard pressed to win game.
Didn't even get to show off Nimble.
I know, it's too bad. Almost. Like, ideally, your best hand is, like, turn 1 Mock, play Meddling Maid, name Doomsday, turn 2, hold up Nimble. That's, like, your best chance.
This is a very, like, Maverick-style hand.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. You probably keep it.
Yeah.
It's dead to combo, but it's fine. Yeah, the Chalice decision's a coin flip on that, because if their hand is full of cantrips or rituals, then it's pretty good on 1. If it's the way their hand was when we lost, then it would have been better on 0, but it's hard to make that call. I think in that case 0 was better because we wanted to play the tap land for Nimble the following turn.
I wonder if this is going to be ninjas.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, this hand is bad versus ninjas because they're going to get a ninjutsu in here unless we rip a mox. Nope.
Yeah, that's the tough part, because if they have the legendary one, then I want to play Caracas, but if they don't, I probably just want to get Decay online ASAP.
Yeah, awkward. Awkward. I guess you're just playing Caracas here.
Yeah, and then like even then isn't that bad.
Yeah, and you can play Bob and then Knight or Engineer or whatever.
It still turns on Mox Diamond as a pretty good draw as well.
Yeah.
I really hope it's not the 4-drop one that just draws a card, because that's so hard to deal with against a Prop Decay deck.
Yeah, that one's rough.
Yeah.
I found ninjas to be fine. Actually, I've got a pretty positive record against it. It's a little complicated. I'm a little nervous about playing this on a stream. I tend to. I am notoriously terrible when it comes to like playing on streams or guesting on streams. Like I'm just so much better by myself. But
yeah, that's
okay. We're not trying. We're not trying to win tournaments here. We're just jamming a league. Looks like they did have Eureka, given that they're brainstorming here.
Yeah, which is kind of a small win. It's always nice to force a brainstorm. Opponent not using the old school art though.
Yeah, what a botch.
Ugh, come on, guys. But yeah, Ninja's a very cool deck. Ooh. I like the foundries that have been seeing play in it. Very cool way to deal with other things.
Yeah, Arkin, you know better than anybody how hard it is to stream play well. I'm terrible at it. That's why I stopped. I get really frustrated nowadays if I stream and try to play because I'm bad. Ooh, they didn't have it. Nice call on the Karaka.
Interesting. Cabal Pit. All right.
All right, so the question here is, do you want to jam the Bob or hold up the Caracas?
I think hold up the Caracas.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think if we're trying to answer their legendary card, we're not going to be drawing into much other than the Decay already in hand.
Yeah, the only thing that, I mean, yeah, I guess that's right. I kind of just want to get Bob on the table, but... It's like, what is, like, if they put in Eureka and then what happens? We take some damage and they draw a card. I guess that's something worth stopping. They clearly don't have Infiltrator here.
Yeah, which is pretty nice. Yeah, Gav actually also making the comment that they might think I'm on Maverick. If they know that I'm a Maverick player, they might think I have Swords to Plowshares and they don't have... Maybe they're looking for removal, but... I assume you jam it? Another brainstorm.
I would think so.
Oh, different artwork.
This is why I kind of wanted to play the Bob, because I might just the Infiltrator anyway, and then we just time walk ourselves.
Yeah, that's very true. Because all we're doing is giving them more time to actually set up.
Yeah. And there wasn't really a better window to play Bob, because now, like, I don't know. I guess they do play Days, so... see, they got it off, little mindfuck. Did you get him with that? Oh, what is happening right now?
I'll just be non-blocked.
Okay.
It is this one. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to beat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wanted to Bob there. That's alright.
Okay.
Nice. That's a good draw.
It's
but
probably...
Mox pitch Wasteland.
Yeah.
And then I probably Bob hold up Decay.
Yeah. I guess the other line is Knight as a 5/5, which stops this.
That might... You could Knight hold up Caracas.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Just hope they don't have a...
This is just bad versus Force of Will, but... Yeah, Plague Engineer will be nice, but I don't think we jam it yet. Nice.
I wonder if they play, like, Fatal Push in the main deck? Does Ninjas usually run some sort of main deck removal?
Yeah, I'm sure that they're going to fetch push here. Oh, they didn't.
Double blue. Okay. Interesting. What are we naming with Plague Engineer?
Nothing yet. I still think it's Bob hold up Decay.
Okay.
He didn't attack with Ornithopter, notably, so...
Yeah. Which makes me kind of like play Engineer as just a blocker for this.
Yeah, you could do that.
And then we could also hold up Decay?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the only drawback to doing that is that you don't get any equity out of Engineer other than trading. So
Yes.
You don't get to like hold off servos or something, but I guess that's
It does stop them from drawing a card as well, which is kind of nice. If they
Yeah.
don't have an answer to it.
yeah.
I don't think there's naturally any X ones in the deck. Like, do they play like Snapcaster Mage or Baleful Strix?
No, but they play the 1-mana artifact that makes servos and thopters and stuff.
Yeah, and also the Changeling that's a 1/1.
Yeah, so I would name servo here.
Oh, Servo? Okay.
Or ninja. No, servo hits changeling.
Yep, which is good. Do you know what a servo is in Australia, Connor?
I do not.
Oh, it is like a gas station.
Ah,
Yeah,
nice.
so servo is slang for service station, which is what we call them.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, if you ever hear me going to the servo, it's me going down to the the gas station. Just snap. At least they can't. Oh, petty theft. Yeah.
Petty theft. Okay. It's fine.
This is really hard to beat without like Swords to Plowshares in the main deck.
Yeah.
Which it's just one of those cards that line up really well. A little bit like the you could probably put it similar to the whale.
Yeah, our hand was also just really slow for this matchup.
Yeah, is this a Chalice matchup?
Chalice is pretty good. I mean, it shuts off Fatal Push cantrips. You can play it on 0, depending on the context.
Yeah, it also turns off Foundry, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Leo's actually pretty strong.
Yeah, the only awkward part is I play Leo and hold up Decay. And they're gonna flash in Brazen Borrower here.
Or hold up Force of Will to sidecast.
Yeah. Or that. It's all pretty bad, honestly, as Twin Tom said.
At least Leo does hit the board nicely.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not going to block with Leo, right? Because Infiltrator's a 3/4.
Infiltrator's a 2/3.
Is it 2/3?
But it does also stop the card draw, which is nice.
Yeah, we're going to be taking 5. I guess play Leo. Question is, do you want to hold up Caracas or Decay? Oh, no, you can't because you have to cast. Yeah, never mind.
Sadly.
Never mind. Question is then, are we playing Bob? That's.
I reckon if they counter this with a Force, then we definitely play Bob.
Yeah, you could play it on Fairy too. It's also a fair line.
The stream is missing the beats. Chuck, I'll make sure that I put the... Oh, they're playing Day. Of course they're playing Days. That makes sense. I'll put the Spotify playlist in the description of this video.
Yeah, I think Plague Engineer was decent there because we could have prevented this 3 damage that we're going to take, but it's okay.
They've just drawn so many cards. That's the hardest part.
Yeah. I don't think we're winning this one, unfortunately. Oh, and they have a thing to put in. That's even worse for us. Drawback of not holding up Decay there. Okay. Well,
it's both.
They don't get to draw their cards.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's
we took 5 off Force of Will, though? Oh, my God. Well, lol.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're engineering and
Fairy?
aiming Fairy or Rogue. The awkward thing is The awkward thing is we can't engineer and hold up Decay and Caracas at the same time.
Yeah.
They have a force, so engineer's going to get forced anyway. I'm pretty sure we're just going to die, but I think you have to hold up Decay because engineer will be forced. So you have to tap the Caracas. Yep. Okay, well, you pass here, and we don't concede yet.
Yeah. I guess we go to 1 because we'll lose the Cabal.
Yeah. So we'll have to block Infiltrator, K, Eureka, Mazavith, Borrower, and hope they don't have another Ninja. That's probably it.
Nice. I guess we have to draw.
Yeah, we're
this.
super dead.
It really matters.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah, we're dead.
Tough.
Yeah. There's a couple lines there we could have taken differently, but I don't know that it would have mattered.
I'm not sure on the oof. I'm going to assume it's not really warranted. It's mainly just the extra.
I think oof is okay because it shuts off their thing, 1 mana thing, whatever it's called.
Retrofit a Foundry.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know if it's worth it or not.
I think Teeg can definitely go.
Yeah. Scavenging Ooze is pretty bad.
Yep.
Bazooka Bog is pretty bad.
Yep. Probably either like a Loam or a Library. They have a lot of basics.
You can trim a Loam for sure.
Yeah, Retrofit is really good, Ravenous. Ugh.
Kind of like Tabernacle over a Wasteland.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. How good is Lily of the Veil?
Not amazing, but also not terrible, depending on the board state. I think trimming a library is fine.
Yeah, nice. That's 60
1 Loam, 1 library.
Yeah. Can't be too aggressive with it. Says no white mana. And no blue
This
mana.
is a mulligan.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, terrible. This is fine.
Yeah. I think we just dropped the Blast Zone.
Yes.
Pitch the Dried Arbor to the Mox.
Which is Blast Zone is really good in this matchup, so it's unfortunate, but I think you have to with the way this hand is.
And at least we know what's in the deck, so we can grab it with like a Knight down the line, hopefully.
Yeah. This matchup really is not that bad. I'm positive in it lifetime. Just that sometimes your draws don't line up correctly. I like turn 1 Mox Diamond because it decays something.
Yeah, especially if they have a Changeling or a Icecron Retrofit Foundry. Or even just an Ornithopter. Because worst case is they have another 4-drop.
If they Foundry here...
Okay.
Yeah, I snap that off. Like,
definitely.
I think... And I think you even decay it. They can turn the Ornithopter into a construct, right?
I believe
Or they
so.
need a mana. Yeah. I think you're still priced into decaying the Foundry. I think you play. Oh, actually, it might be correct here to play Library so that you can play Leo around days. But
I don't mind that, especially if they've kept him in for some reason.
This construct is going to start getting in pretty hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to find probably like land and sword splashes of the library. That's probably the best 2 cards.
Yeah.
Could just Brazen Borrow or something here.
Pretty rough. Honestly, particularly if they hit Mox. Well, they're definitely okay. I mean, they should have hit Library, but that's
yeah,
fine.
I really don't mind this.
Just a strange decision. Like, I understand the thought process, but we're gonna look at 3 cards, so likelihood is that we cast this Mox again.
Force is pretty strong.
Yeah. It's awkward because it means that we have to pitch the Leo.
I don't mind even just holding it back for now, but it's getting close to them just going land pass, hold up Brazen Borrower to attack for 7 the following turn.
Yeah.
I don't mind putting this on top, paying for the Chalice, and just playing Mox Diamond, pitching Cabal Pit, and then playing Chalice for 1 around days.
That's fine. Just we're gonna take 8, so we'll drop down to 8, and they're gonna also have a 3/1 flyer.
Yeah.
So part of me thinks that this Leo is never gonna do anything, or that we just need to cast it into a daze.
Yeah, maybe Leo does a little bit more than the Chalice. And at least if they have to deal with the Leo through removal, we get to draw a card off it, which is nice.
Yeah. Just like a weird situation. You might have to... yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Mr. Pie.
Honestly.
I feel like the Brazen Borrower play was like a daze play. But at least if they daze the Leovold, they're also further from casting the Brazen Borrower.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, there's an argument to taking 8 here. I guess you just take 4 and go with Force on top. Cast Leo into a daze. And then maybe Chalice on 0 to stop Ornithopter? Oh, that's not great.
Yeah. Tough spot. The turn 1 4/4 was huge.
It just, I mean, maybe it was correct to decay Ornithopter in response to Foundry. But then letting Foundry just go is also not the best, so I don't know. Resolve, nice. I don't know about following Leo up with a Chalice on 0 there. I think it might have been, now that Leo's resolved, maybe it's better to hold Chalice and plan on playing it on 1. But
yeah. Okay.
I guess Leo's turning off cantrips anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the Chalice play was just a bit loose. I think that's just even like just a facet of something that I can do better is not playing cards for the sake of playing cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's also, you know, tempting to just play it out.
Hey, Mr. Pie, thanks for the Prime sub. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. Yikes.
Gonna pass setting up for Borrower here.
Trophy's interesting.
Just a big yikes, honestly. Because they're gonna flash in Borrower, so you can like trophy the Construct, and they're still getting in 3.
Yeah, or we could trophy the Brazen Borrower and then try to force the Construct.
The Construct, yeah.
It's just
That's
tough with
also
mana
a
because we
line.
can't be. We don't have access
Yeah.
to full mana until we draw an extra card.
Yeah, I think that's why it was maybe correct to force pitch Leo by Chalice on one the previous turn.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess here we have to preserve life total. So
It has to be
yeah.
trophy. And it's probably better just to trophy in their end step because even if they have force negation, they can just untap and hardcast it. So I'd rather see them pitch a card.
Yeah, you probably attack there because you're not blocking.
Yeah, that's true. I guess the only reason to keep it back is if they do want to make sure the 4 gets through, they could Fatal Push the Leovold.
Yeah.
But because at least here we get to see if we can trophy this. And then potentially block. It might be the case of next turn we don't get the chance to block.
Well, so if we don't block, we're drawing into
Land, Force of Vigor, something else.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that we block here because the land is a fetch, so we could block with Dryad Arbor the next turn.
Dried Up is in the bin.
And then, like, reset the... Ah, right. Well, that sucks. I guess, I know, it's really awkward because you kind of have to block given that you can't cast Force of Vigor, you can't fetch Dryad Arbor, and you only have one extra card.
Yeah.
So it's either this turn or next turn that you're blocking.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, I think. But mistake was probably
not just trading the Leo with the Force for the 4/4.
Yes. Also, potentially, it was correct to decay Thopter in response to Retrofitter Foundry.
Yeah.
And then maybe just try to find another out to that later, like, because we drew the Force of Vigor. So, like, we decay Thopter instead of Foundry, we find the Force of Vigor, and then we force pitch Leo, blow up Foundry, and Construct. I think that was the better line. Or Foundry and whatever artifact they had made.
Yeah, because now we have to pay 4 to get the 4th mana for this. But
yeah. What was the other card? I didn't...
Chalice.
Well, that's useful.
But yeah, I think, yeah, just on the allowing the Retrofitter to untap was probably okay because we have more outs to it. Like we have like a
so you decay Thopter in response to Foundry and
like
force
second. Yeah.
Basically what happens there.
Hey, Psychic Cosmic Cats, thanks for the follow. I hope you're well.
Just some stuff that is harder to do when you're guest streaming because like we're talking through stuff, but like we would also probably play it differently, so it's just harder to... I find streaming and guest streaming in general, like, to try to play optimally.
Yeah, it can be
tough. I don't know about how you stream a lot, so I don't know about how you find streaming playing, but I find it to be really hard, and I tend to be much worse.
Yeah, there's definitely some side effects to it. I think the upside here is just forcing now. It does give them full information about our turn, but it means that they can't like play a land in Force of Will hardcast or untap Force of Vigor hardcast.
Can you force the Changeling? I don't actually know. Is that an artifact?
No,
you can't. Okay. No. Fair enough. We died a counterspell. We died a ninja. We're dead to a lot.
Yeah, there they have it.
Yeah.
Fall from favor. Interesting.
Nice. That's tech I'm playing in Bugged over right now, actually.
Oh wow, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's been good.
Nice. Rough. Just
Yeah, it's tough. It's a matchup that I think is close, certainly winnable.
hmm.
It's just tough to. It's a tough matchup to talk through on stream. Like, I think it's one that is. I tend to have a better time with when I'm not talking out loud. I just play worse. My brain doesn't work. I think your brain has to work in a specific way to stream and play at the same time well. I tend to
Yeah.
do it better when I'm just like by myself thinking through stuff. So this hand is great.
We got a good hand. Nice.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
do you rather turn one Chalice or turn one Bob?
Turn one chalice.
Yeah. Nice. Because then it also allows us to get through like Bolt or Fatal Push or Swords to Plowshares on the Bolt.
STP.
Yeah, get to save
Yep.
it a little bit, which is nice. Probably pitching Cabal Pit.
Yep. Right drop, probably.
Not sure what our opponent's up against. They have a pretty cool emote. I like it.
Yeah.
Never seen that one before.
Idea.
I believe it's
Not
a
sure I've seen
1/3
him.
creature. I think I played it in a sealed event once.
I don't know what creature that even is.
It is a flying fox. I forget the name of it. I believe it's a white card.
Right.
Ooh, this could just be like a
Oh.
either Ruby Storm or Mono Red Prison.
Yeah.
But I feel like Mono Red Prison would have started with something a little bit better. I think here I like just going Winds Up Heat to make sure we have Forest open in response to Blood Moon and playing Duck Confidant.
I agree.
Cool. But
Yeah,
interesting.
this looks like Ruby Storm.
Yeah, I get that feeling as well.
Mono Red Stompy. Red Stompy does not play Lotus Petal. They play Chrome Moth. So I think this has.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great pickup. Ancient Tomb.
Or it is
Ooh,
Short
Painter.
Or it's Painter. Hey, so we
Okay.
were all wrong.
At
Yeah.
least this gets hit. This stops
Grindstone.
Grindstone, and also the 1 mana Goblin Welder.
Yep.
Which is nice. It also stops Pyroblast in the main deck, which is nice. They get Goblin Crater Maker. That's a pretty good take. Pretty happy to leave the fetch up. We could get a Triome.
Could get a Triome. I think you just untap.
Yeah, cool. I think Wasteland's probably the best card we can get.
Yeah.
Or Chalice for 2.
That's-
Chalice for 2 here is pretty insane.
I think you Chalice for 2, yeah. What did he get off Painter? Crater Maker? Yeah.
Yeah.
Snap Chalice for 2. I'd get Forest.
Yep, nice.
Blood Moon is a card, probably, in the main.
Nice. Alright.
Do we just... Oh, we don't just win because they have Karn, right? They probably just Karn us and we're sad, but...
Probably something like that. There is the 4th mana.
Nothing is good yet.
Nothing.
They're just passing?
Interesting. What
I
sort of
like nothing.
Yeah, what sort of interaction do they have at instant speed?
I don't know. No, that's unfortunate draws there. Probably the fetch out, I think.
Yeah, do we want to... I guess we can cast the Loam to dredge it?
Can't cast Loam. You Chalice on.
Yeah, but we can put it in the bin if we want to. But there's probably
But
no
yeah,
reason to.
but I don't think we're dredging. Like, there's no reason to dredge here.
I think if anything, we might just want to hold up Dried Arbor here to start attacking with.
I suppose. I don't think dredging for Uro is a line against Painter.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, you probably grab Arbor. You're not really afraid of Blood Moon. You need to draw like literally anything.
Knight's pretty good. Knight and
Nice,
Wasteland.
that's-
Knight and Wasteland. Nice.
Yeah. Nice call. Yeah.
Probably happy to attack first. Nice. Nice. Is there any thought to take them off the Great Furnace instead of the Ancient Tomb?
No, I think you...
Hit the Ancient Tomb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also get a second Wasteland the following turn with Knight, so...
Yeah, which is...
And you can attack with it, because you can play Mazavith.
Another Knight would be pretty cool. Decay's pretty nice, just to start getting some beats going. Because...
I would save Decay, so here I would play Mazavith out.
What is the Knight right now? I can't...
It's a 6/6.
Cool. Alright, so play Maze. And then I would... Oh, okay.
Would you just attack with
Fair enough.
the Arbor and the Knight, and then untap the Knight at the end of damage?
Yep. Yeah, I think you just save Decay. No reason to blow it there. Okay, I would bring in those cards. Trophy.
Swords?
Probably Ley Swords, yep. Leylines. I like Leyline in this matchup because of Goblin Welder and Goblin Engineer.
Yep, nice.
I also like Meddling Mage, and I like Obstructionist.
Okay.
I board out 4 Chalices. I know they were good that game, but they're particularly bad on the draw.
Yep.
I take out both Libraries and both Loams, probably. Probably want to board out Mazavith.
Yep.
And
Engineers are fine.
let's see, what else? Leo is doing nothing, right?
Yeah. Like, stuff getting pyroblasted, I guess. Jaws is a card, but that's about it.
Yeah. Gaddock Teeg is fine if they play Karn, which I assume they do. I
could trim.
Also, I think you like Engineer here. I think it's either a Green Sun or the Uro.
Okay.
Uro is pretty slow.
Yeah, and I guess Green Sun is just another copy of Oof, which is really nice.
Yeah, I forgot about Oof. You probably want both Suns. So yeah, I think that's right.
Cool. And then Engineer...
Plague Engineer is pretty good on Goblin, or on, like, it hits Recruiters, it hits Goblin Welders. You could trim one, I suppose, but I'm not sure that Uro is better. Thalia is okay. I usually run it like this, on the draw.
Okay. If there's a game 3, we can hopefully make some changes.
Yeah.
If we do want to, make any. Nice.
Stand is solid, although Force of Vigor and Gaddock Teeg is pretty awkward.
Yep. But turn 1 Bob is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then hopefully a turn 2 Knight as a 4/4.
Yeah. Yeah. The hope is that we get to Force before we play Teeg.
Are we just getting a basic off the Verdant?
Or we could pitch Teeg to Force. That's the other option.
Yeah, which is pretty nice. Oh, we drew the Forest. Okay.
Or we just drew the basic. So pitch Cabal Pit.
Yeah. Is there any reason to Verdant first? I.e. to make the Knight at least a 4/4 if we draw another fetch on turn 2? I assume they're not playing Bolt?
Probably not.
That's really nice, just to
play
keep
out the
it.
Forest.
Yeah, in case
Just play
of,
the
like,
Forest.
wanting a...
Blood Moon. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter when you cast it for Blood Moon reasons, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about Lightning Bolt if they Lightning Bolt my Knight.
Exactly. I didn't take the Mox Time into consideration either, which pitches a land, so the Knight will be a 4/4.
Yeah. I guess Lord Darkview has a point of tempting Blood Moon, but I don't know. That's still like, I just play the basic out. Maybe that's lazy. Better to fetch, but I don't know.
I guess if they deal with the Mox somehow, then we know that we have to use the Verdant for more than just a basic.
Yeah. I guess the nice part about having Force of Vigor here is it insulates us from some crazy turn. Do they have? Maybe this is Bolt. I'm gonna laugh.
Swords to Plowshares. Enlightened Tutor. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Painter Servant. Okay. Oh,
Fair enough.
Like the Force. I guess they could have like LED with it as well.
Yeah.
And at least if they try to like blast, I think this is worth fighting over.
But you're saying force pitch Teeg,
Yep.
so that you save the Bob.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Especially seeing they tutored for it, they're already down a card.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, Strawberry Shortcake did well because Jack Kitchen is one of the best Legacy players alive. That's why it did well.
Oof.
Wow, that is awkward because I am so tempted to waste them here.
Yeah. And then hold up to K. Would you go after their fast mana in City or just go after the Plateau and just make them have to play another
I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough. Like, I think you definitely wasteland them. I don't know what land though.
I think it's
like it's probably Plateau. The biggest punish is if they go Karn.
Soul Land.
Then you're like really fucked. Yeah.
I guess at least
But
Soul
it's
Land.
probably Plateau.
What's I guess because yeah, Soul Land Khan does turn off the Mox Diamond, so it means we can't really play the Knight the following turn.
Yeah, I think it's Plateau though, and you just that's a possible thing that could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bob is still good pressure, which is nice. But yeah, especially if they go like Khan tick down for
Grindstone's fine.
Yep. Nothing.
Question is, nothing. The question is, do we decay the Grindstone here, or do we just save Abrupt Decay?
I kind of like just getting it off the table, so we don't have to worry about it if we tap out for Knight next turn.
Yeah, I think that's.
It's not the greatest because it is nice to keep it when they try to go for it, but to just make sure that they don't really have anything here.
Yeah.
Because I assume they could do something like with 4 cards, another Soul Land.
Opponent gets to see our. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just slam the Knight, I guess.
Yeah.
What is it? A 4/4 already, so you don't have to fetch.
Yeah, which is pretty nice.
All right. I think they're pretty behind, regardless of what we do. So.
Yeah, this is really tough because the Knight just shows off as
Oh, nice.
a wasteland, which is pretty cool.
Awesome. They 3-2'd. I think that there were some possible decisions that could have changed that Ninjas match in both games, but
yeah, I'll definitely take that on the chest. I think that the play.
No, I'm not accusing you. I'm accusing you. I'm accusing
I am
myself
accusing myself.
more than-
I am accusing myself. I think I definitely rushed that, just thinking that like, oh yeah, Thopter, that's the biggest threat. Let's go after that, but not taking into consideration that they could make a 4/4 straight away. Because,
Yeah.
Outside of Knight, a 4/4 is not the easiest thing for this deck to defend against at times.
No, it's not. It's a little awkward, honestly. But I think that matchup is pretty even in general. I mean, it's obviously can be tough, but we have a lot of weapons against them as well. And I think game 1, 2, our hand was really slow. It lined up poorly against the matchup, so sometimes you can't predict that. I think that's the greatest weakness with playing Loam is that the consistency of like something like Maverick, because there are often times with Loam where you will draw the wrong half of your deck. That happens less with Maverick because you are more of a toolbox deck, so you can always kind of find the right cards for a given matchup.
Yeah, that's very true.
Twin Dom, I don't hate that, but I don't like Trophy in the main board, even if it's good in the meta, because I think it's incredibly awkward in this deck when you're actively trying to take people off mana. I have it in the sideboard because I do think it's excellent against Delver, since most of the time they're not going to be getting extra lands off it unless they're blue-red. But I don't love playing Trophy in the main, and I've never played less than 4 Abrupt Decay. I just think that the card is pretty necessary in this build, in this deck. So, and thanks, Saito. Yeah, I appreciate that. Good to see you.
That's a lot of fun.
I still like this list a lot. I am not ready to change anything about it yet. I think it's been performing pretty well overall. Has some weaknesses. Like I said, Doomsday is a pretty terrible matchup. Omni is a pretty terrible matchup. But I think the deck has game against everything else. And there are some possibilities. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, Engineer could be in the board, and you could play 4th Knight, 3rd Lily. You could cut the Kaya for something else. And there's definitely some, you could consider playing Trophy main. There's some things that are preference choices, Like Nimble is certainly a pet card of mine that I'm still trying out that isn't necessary to play. Electro Oof probably isn't necessary to play. You could probably just get by with Force of Vigor this meta. Although I do like having access to it. Might want to play 4th Leyline depending on what you're seeing. So there's some wiggle room with some of the selections. This is just how I like to play the deck. I tend to err on flexibility, so I am okay with Knight and 2 Lily because I like having access to different things in my main board. Some people don't, so it kind of just depends on how you want to play the deck. But This is the list that I like right now. I think the drawback to Loam in a wide open meta like this is that more often than not in wide open metas where you can't tune your list to beat top decks, the inconsistency of the deck tends to show more often because it's a deck where if you don't know the meta, you're often either drawing the correct half or the wrong half. And so you have to draw the right half of your deck to line up against the matchup. And it tends to make Loam a little bit worse in wide open metas. So that's why I've been playing more Maverick than anything else lately, because I think 3-color versions of Maverick are just excellent right now. Both Junk and Punishing have felt really good to me, and I've been winning a lot with those decks. So, Twin Dom, I think top decks right now, the meta is so open that it's hard to say that there is a top deck. But I think there's a flavor of Delver, whether that's blue-red or Rug. I've been also having a lot of success with a bug build of Delver. I think Maverick is excellent right now. I think Death and Tax is solid. I think Doomsday is very good if you can pilot it well. I don't think Blue Soup control decks are good at all right now. People still play them, but I think they're actually quite bad. I've been beating Bant and Blue-White Miracles with some consistency when I come across them. The meta, but it's hard to say, you can really play whatever you want. I've seen a lot of Moon Stompy, I've seen a lot of Elves, I've seen a lot of Karn Echoes, seen Dredge. I mean, it's kind of whatever, really, which is cool. That's the meta I like. Some people don't like that. I tend to prefer diversity. But I do think that Loam is better in metas where you have 2 or 3 top decks, and you know that those top decks are Delver and Control. That's when Loam is the best, where you can kind of plan for those decks. It's a little bit harder to play in metas where it's you have no idea what you're playing against, and you're running into 5 different decks, and can't draw the right half of the deck some leagues. So what ends up happening is that with Loam, often I'll either 5-0 a league, or I'll that's kind of how it's been. Whereas with Maverick, I'm consistently 4-1ing and 5-0ing quite often. So I've just been on Maverick more. And I've also been playing a lot of Delver Blade. I actually really like Delver Blade right now. It's been a lot of fun to play. I've got a bunch of different lists for it, and I'm doing quite well.
That's cool.
A couple 5-0s. It's really nice being able to play this Delver package that also gets to go mid-range and has a good matchup against other Delver decks. So I've been having a lot of success on Delver Blade lately. And I've been mainly playing like blue, white, splash red in the sideboard for blasts. And I've been 4-1ing or 5-0ing almost every league. So
Nice. That's very cool to hear.
yeah, but Loam is still my deck. Still a blast to play. It's still solid. I just think that you're gonna run into a lot of like random shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's
The nice part about Loam, I will say this: the nice part about Loam right now is that I think it has very positive matchups against Maverick and Death and Taxes. So that's like really good. Like because those decks are played a lot and are good right now. If you're running into leagues where you're playing against Maverick and D&T, like it's pretty great. It's like I think the matchup against like Maverick is quite favored from my end. So
yeah, nice.
I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, it's always tough because the games can play out so differently. But I think if Maverick can really attack Loam's mana base, that's where you can gain the advantage. But traditionally, the Mox Diamonds just allow you to start out really strongly. Like a turn 1 library is quite hard for Maverick to keep up with, and even a turn 1 Bob when you don't have the swords is like this card's gonna really run away with the game.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I've found in my matchups where I tend to only lose against Maverick when they have like extremely heavy removal hands. But otherwise, I think the matchup is pretty favored. And we get I'm playing Plague Engineer in the main.
Yeah, that's very true. Plague's really nice, especially
Yeah.
even just as a blocker. Like you can take out a Noble Hierarch or a Mum or a Thalia, but having a Death Toucher that your opponent has to deal with as well is pretty big.
Yeah. I would say, though, if I had to play a tournament tomorrow of some kind, I would probably play Punishing Maverick.
Nice.
That deck has been incredibly good for me lately. Yeah. I think that deck has game against almost everything in the format right now. Like, Punishing Fire is so good, and, like, can still, like, consistently power out, like, 3-mana cards on turn 2. Stoneforge package has been great. Access to Blast and Veil of Summer in the sideboard. Like, I just think the deck has just like been really good for me. So that's probably my favorite deck in the meta right now.
Yeah, Clothis also a pretty hard threat for a lot of decks.
Yeah, Clothis is huge. Yeah, like being able to green sun for Clothis, insane against the control decks.
Yeah,
and I just like okay. Just so many matchups where like Punishing Fire is so huge. Like it's obviously bad against combo, but like against everything else in the meta, P-Fire is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's nice to have recurable removal back in the deck.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like it gives you edges against the mirror, it gives you edges against Death and Taxes, good against Delver, and it's like great against control decks. Like I've had a lot of success Punishing Maverick lately, and I think its main weakness is obviously and always has been combo matchups, but I think the combo matchups are winnable outside of like Doomsday and Omni. Just like all the fair decks, Doomsday and Omni are pretty rough, but otherwise, like I think that's kind of where I'm leaning. Point.
Yeah, cool. A huge thank you for coming on again. Right. I know you have a dinner tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'll let you get back to that.
Yeah, pretty soon here. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really fun. I hope chat enjoyed it. I know that the community loves some full color Loam content, so very cool to have you back on. And
great to be back, and always love your stream.
Thank you.
You're a great streamer and a great guy. So I was very excited to come back.
Nice.
So
I'm clipping.
Really pleased to be here. Yeah, and also I love, like, I always watch your streams. You know what's funny, dudes, is like in the morning sometimes when I wake up, I'll like put your stream on because the music you play is like so calming to start my day out. Like chill music and and like just drinking coffee. It's like It's great. You're like my favorite streamer.
Nice.
Because that music is like prime.
It is really
so
good.
Thank you for that.
No, you're welcome. For anyone wanting to find it, it's just on Spotify under Harris Heller. I think it's called Stream Beats. So good. It's this playlist.
Nice.
And it's
awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to steal that if I stream.
So good. So good.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, thanks again for having me. Pleasure to be here. Always happy to come on, and good luck with your future Maverick endeavors.
Cool. Thank you very much.
And yeah,
Nice.
and nice to see everybody.
Yeah, very cool to see you guys in chat. I'm going to send you over
Right.
to the Legacy Pit. Yeah,
Right.
enjoy your weekends, and
Thanks,
I'll
dude.
catch you soon.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, Connor.
All right, later.
Bye.
Yep.
Nice.